Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the corporate world. Today we're diving into a report from Rosa Holdings, and let me tell you, after this report they might need a Rose to cover some stuff up. In this report we will uncover why this real estate company just pulled off a financial magic trick with a reverse stock split and try to understand their plans. Do they have a clear vision, or are they just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic? If you're into getting the real story behind business moves, hit that subscribe button. Also, we have a Discord community. There's a link down below. Join us and let's discuss more. Scroll's report date of earliest event reported happened July 2, 2025. Group T. Alright, let's dive in. The report is dated July 25 with the earliest event reported also on July 2025. Scroll material or modification to rights of security holders scroll. Now let's talk about something really important, the modification to the rights of security holders. This is directly tied to another important section we'll get to that talks about an amendment to their Articles of Incorporation. Scroll Amendment Quota Articles of Incorporation or Bylaws. Change in fiscal year scroll. Here's where we find out about the big move La Rosa Holdings made, a reverse stock split. Basically, they took a bunch of their existing shares and combined them into fewer shares. Scroll snippet of Amendment Quote with the Secretary of State of Nevada to effect an 1480 scroll specifically on July 2, 2025. They filed a certificate of amendment to do a 1480 reverse stock split. This means every 80 shares you used to own got turned into just one share. These kinds of splits are usually done to artificially raise the stock price of a company. Scroll reverse stock split. As kept previously reported by the company on February 4, 2025, scroll, so the decision to do this was planned months earlier. As reported in February of 2025, they planned to perform the reverse stock split. Scroll Articles of Incorporation set to effect a reverse stock split of the company's common stock scroll till the company secured approval from their majority stockholders to change their corporate documents and do this reverse stock split on their common stock. This change allowed them to do the split at a ratio anywhere from 1:20 all the way to 1:10. The final ratio was chosen by the board of directors. That ratio, as we said, was 1:80. Scroll as to the results of the reverse stock split. Every 80 shares of issued and outstanding common stock scroll is a result. Every 80 shares became 1. They rounded up fractional shares to avoid any leftovers. Scroll stock outstanding from 58,300 min 1 per 7,729,039 end Hethers shares. Then scroll for the reverse split reduced the number of outstanding shares from about 58.3 million down to roughly 729,000 shares, and the par value of the stock remained the same at $0.01 per share. Scroll LRHC. The new Accession number for the common stock following the reverse stock split is 50172T2T202. And scroll SEFTA. After the reverse split, the stock continued to trade under the ticker symbol LRHC on the Nasdaq Capital Market, but it got a new identification number called a CUSE number, and it's 501 SEV following the reverse stock split. Is 5 continued to trade under the ticker sim number called a CUSP number, and it's 517 Folly 2. After the reverse split, the stock continued to trade under the ticker symbol LRHC on the Nasdaq Capital Market, but it got a new identification number called a CUSET number, and it's 500 Monset, but it got SIPI number, and it's 517 T202. Scroll proportionate adjustments were also made to the extra per share exercise price and the number of shares of common stock that may be purchased scroll. They also had to adjust the prices and number of shares related to stock options and warrants, which are basically rights to buy the company's stock at a set price. If you want all the nitty-gritty details, you can check out the full certificate of amendment, which is included as an exhibit to this report. Scroll Regulation to Safety Disclosure. Scroll to next up. We're the section disclosing information under Regulation FD, which is all about making sure companies share important news with everyone at the same time. The company put out a press release talking about this reverse stock split. You can find a copy of that press release as Exhibit 99.1. Scroll Act of 1934 as amended, the Exchange Act, or otherwise subject to KEPD liabilities of that section scroll. This section includes a disclaimer saying that the information included in this part of the report and the press release isn't officially filed under securities law. The last items are exhibits, which are basically attachments to the report. These are things like legal documents and press releases that give more detail. Exhibit 3.1 is the actual certificate of amendment we talked about earlier. Exhibit 99.1 is the press release about the reverse stock split at T now. Let's zoom out a bit and talk big picture. Here's what I see. Rosa Holdings decided this reverse stock split was their best option, instead of trying to improve their business performance to organically increase their stock price. Reverse stock splits are often a sign that a company is struggling or feels like they lack the time to get their business in better shape. The biggest risk I see is that the stock price doesn't stay up just because of this split. Ultimately, if the company cannot show progress in their core business, the stock will drop again. Of course, it could be that Rosa has a plan to turn things around. Maybe they're entering new markets or launching new services, but without more concrete details, it's hard to be optimistic. Alright, that's our breakdown of Rosa Holdings' reverse stock split. What do you think about what they did? Is this a smart move or just delaying the inevitable? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. And don't forget to check out our Discord community, the link is in the description, for more in-depth discussions about the world of corporate filings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.